Hi everyone, welcome to this beginner workshop of After Effects. My name is Demi de Bruin. I'll be showing you the absolute basics of motion design. No worries if you never used After Effects before. We'll keep it simple, we keep it visual, and by the end of this workshop you know how to animate a small visual. So what is After Effects? It's a tool for motion design to create videos, titles, to move things around. It's just like Photoshop. The only difference is you make those layers animated. So let's dive in. On the left you have the project panel. Now it's new project, open project. You can also see some tutorials, hands-on tutorials that are a little bit shorter, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. And the tutorials on the web, they're a little bit more time consuming, but they're great to use. So let's start with a new project. The interface. On the left you can see here the project panel. Here you can find all the files that you use. In the middle is the composition panel, this one. And at the bottom, the timeline. That's where you'll be working the most. At the right, the effects and presets that we're going to use today. If your screen doesn't look like this, you have to make sure that you choose Window, Workspace, and you can choose Effects. Oh, you can use Effects, Standard, or Animation. So these three are the most common. I'm using Effects because we're going to use effects today. All right, let's start with a new composition. Your name. First, After Effects. Make sure your width is the same as mine, so 90/20 and height 1080. You can choose a duration of 30 seconds. You can also make it a little bit shorter, what you like. Okay. First off, you can see a bunch of tools in here. The most common tools are the rectangle tool. If you hold it, you can choose a little bit more shapes. The text tool and the selection tool. That are the three main tools of today. Rectangle, text, and selection tool. And now we're gonna do a text. So select the text tool and create a text in your composition. Just click on it and start writing your name. For instance, Demi de Bruin. And I'm in Amsterdam right now, so I'm going to use Amsterdam. You can see here, it's a little bit small. If you want to adjust the font size, you can choose it here. 36, I'm going to do 48. Yes. Select the selection tool if you want to adjust the place of where it's supposed to be. Maybe a little bit bigger. 60. Yeah, better. All right. I also want to add a rectangle behind it. So I'm gonna make a rectangle with the rectangle tool. Let's see. It's a little bit of a boring color, so I'm gonna change the color into a more fun color. Let's do blue-ish. Purple. Pretty purple. All right, now you can see shape layer and the text layer. I want the shape layer underneath the text layer. So how am I going to do that? The shape layer is going to be dragged underneath the text, like this. And now we're going to make sure the text fits in beautifully. The text is now black. I want to make it white. More pretty, right? Exactly. All right, then I'm going to show you the basics. For now, I'm gonna use this little eye icon to shut down the text layer because I don't want to see it right now. Yeah, I don't need it, so just hide it. To just click on the eye on the left. All right, now you can see the rectangle. I want the rectangle to be whooshing into the screen. So how are we doing that? Open this layer, open transform, and now you can see different kind of keyframes. So this little stopwatch you see, we call this keyframes. The position one I'm selecting, that's the one I need today, and I'm choosing I'm clicking the stopwatch, and now you can see a little keyframe in here, in your timeline. Let's see, at 2 seconds, I'm gonna add another keyframe. By doing that, you're not gonna do the stopwatch button again, you're doing this one, the little diamond shape. Add or remove a keyframe, and we're gonna add it, so add. And now we have 2 keyframes. The second keyframe is great. We want to have it here. The first one, we want to, the position of the rectangle, we want to have it out of the way. So let's see. Hold your shift key and drag the rectangle out of your composition, so in here. You have to make sure you select the keyframe that you're on, because if you're not selected the keyframe, it adds on a new keyframe, and we don't want that. It all becomes a chaos, and we don't like chaoses. So now we selected this keyframe, and we drag the rectangle out of the composition. The first one, this keyframe, was standing here at the 2 seconds. And now if we choose to play, you can see now, yay, it's moving. You've just animated your first shape. Wow. All right. You can see it's a little bit, yeah, not that sexy. We want to make it sexy, so a little bit faster. So we're dragging this keyframe to 1 second. So it's going to be a little bit faster. All right. It's still a little bit not that sexy. So we want to make sure it's more, it goes a little bit more easy. So we selected 2 keyframes. Select, right click, keyframe assistant, and you choose Easy Ease. Now the 2 keyframes become a different shape, not the diamond shape anymore, but the this shape. And now we're gonna, now you see it goes a little bit more easy into the screen, right? Now we want to make the text layer that we just hid it. We're clicking on the eyeball again, and now it's back. So play. You can see the text in here is there. We did nothing with it, so it stays there. And we want to animate that as well. But we're gonna learn a new animation style, and that is the opacity. So we're opening the shape layer and the text layer, and we're going to do the opacity keyframe. We're adding it at the same way as we did before. We're using the stopwatch button, and we created a keyframe. Now we want a second keyframe at the exact same place as the shape layer. So we're using our timeline and making sure it's on the same place. So we're adding a keyframe. And now we have two keyframes. We want to adjust the first one. So we're selecting this one first. And we're making sure the opacity is at 0. You can drag the 100 to 0, or you can just double click and enter the 0 key. Now you can see, if I do it really slow, it goes from opacity 0 to 100 in the same time that the shape layer is in the screen. So, wow, you did 2 animations now. Great. Isn't that beautiful? All right, next up, presets. So we just learned how to do animated shapes and text, and you did it yourself with keyframes. Now we're going to use presets. So real handy. After Effects is having great presets that we can use. If you have your effects panel open, you can see here, animation presets. You can see the text presets that we're going to show you. A few of them I'm going to show you. Animate in. Yes, animate in. And the typewriter one. If you can't find it as easy as I did, you can just search in the search bar typewriter, like this. And you can find the preset a little bit faster. So we're going to use this effect, and we're going to drag it into the text layer. Now your timeline was at the 2 seconds in here, so the preset starts here. So you see these little circles? These are the same keyframes that we did before, only After Effects put them in there for us. So let's see what it does. It types your text. Wow. The animation that we did before, it's deleted because it's not a preset. If I delete this preset, our animation comes back. All right, let me show you another one. Let me see. Text. Oh, sorry. Animation presets, text, and we will see maybe animate in. Random fade in we're going to choose. Drag it to your text layer and see what it does. Aha. A little bit chaotic, I think, but it's nice. Slide, pop, and in. Slide and pop in. Let's see what that preset does. Wow, also really cool. All right, so if you're new to After Effects, it's really handy to use those presets because it's easy, you don't have to do it yourself, and it looks cool, right? Okay. Let me see, another one. Maybe we could do, now you've learned titles and text. Now I want to animate a new shape, like a ball or something. So we're going to use the shape tool. I want a new layer. New shape layer. Yeah, like this. Now I've created a new shape layer, and also we can choose some presets for this shape. Let's see. Animation presets, we're opening, and we're gonna use the behaviors. Let's see. Wiggle-rama. No idea what wiggle-rama is, but we're gonna see what presets. Aha. Wow. Like this, your first animation with a shape layer, wiggle-rama. Great. Now, I'm gonna show you a bit more. Let's see. Auto scroll horizontal. So this one is scrolling through the screen. I can imagine it's handy for maybe some text or other things you want to show in your animation or your video. If you're making social content, for instance, and you want to show your viewers something, this comes in handy. All right. Now I showed you some cool presets. Now I'm going to show you how to export your animation. All right, how to export. Choose File in the screen. Choose Export. You can choose to add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue or add to Render Queue. If you want to have more options, you can choose the first one. If you just want to do it fast like this, because it's not a really big of an animation that we made, so it's easy. I'm going to show you how to export the best way. So, the settings. You can choose the settings in here, your format. Always choose this one. That's the best one to use. You can also do QuickTime for high resolution things. Those two are great to use. Always make sure your colors and depth are at the same settings as in here. Okay. And then to output to, you can choose your name of the file in here. I already did it in the beginning, so the name is correct. And then you can choose where you want to save it. You can choose to Documents, Downloads. I'm choosing Downloads. And then you can choose Render. Now you can see it's rendering and it's saving your animation. If you want to use this animation, if you want to use this animation in front of a video you already made in Premiere Pro, for instance, you have to export it in a different way because the opacity is 0 and you want to put the text in front of another video. If you want to do that, I put an export file in the PDF files that you can download below. Thank you, that's it for today. We've covered the core ideas of how animation works in After Effects. If you want to explore more, try animating shapes using pre-comps or exploring templates. Thanks for joining and have fun animating!